Hi everybody, welcome back to the Talent Managers podcast. Today we're back with episode 8. Sorry that we've taken a little kind of hiatus here and there. We have been
So busy. We always say that we're going to pre-record more and be on it, but I feel
hard.
We are just a pod as we go type of podcast, when we can.
I also quite like to be able to talk about what we've been up to or current things. So today we're going to be discussing if you need a talent manager or not, if you need an agent, if you need an influencer manager.
Yeah, you guys always want the more informative side of how the industry actually works and how to get involved in it. So this is going to be one of those episodes. So we're going to be talking about what talent management is, who it's suited for, how to find a talent manager, and just our general tips and advice. But before we get into that, us as talent managers, we've been busy lately.
We have.
We've been booked and busy.
And the next couple of weeks are as well booked and busy. I was going to say I feel like the first couple months this year were quieter, but they weren't even. I feel like we have been non-stop.
Yeah, we always say that every episode.
I know. Also, apologies if I have a lisp when I speak some words. I always had the Invisalign before, but I now have attachments on my teeth that are making it even tighter, so I have a lisp. Anyway, just thought I'd point that out.
You're going to have perfect, beautiful pearly whites.
What's been happening?
Is that my nails?
Yeah, they are nice.
I like having almond shaped.
Oh, I know, I really need to.
It's actually so nice.
Mine are a nice glazed Hailey Bieber glazed nail. Speaking of Hailey Bieber it girls, so as you'll have probably seen on TikTok, I love the fact that she's had this thing she went through with Scott, because obviously Scott was in love with Courtney.
Yeah.
And I just love that she's gone sort of from what appeared to be quite a toxic relationship to a mature, you need to go through your Scott Disick's to get to your, what's his name, Elliot Granger?
I have no idea. I don't keep really up to date with all these it girls, and
I think because you know what, we were talking about how the Kardashians are going to kind of make a bit of an exit of being the it girls or the influencers.
She's definitely come out as one of the front runners for that.
And I love the kind of more mature style. Let's move away from the Y2K trendy. Let's go timeless.
I feel like she has
pieces.
Really found her thing fashion wise, because I have seen a bunch of the TikToks where it's her style glow up, and her style has always been good. Even the befores, I'm I would wear that's still nice.
Yeah.
It's not fast fashion trend central or anything, or any of it looks outdated. She's just gone for a more classic, timeless, mature type of style.
Nice. Yeah.
But I did see a tweet this morning that was she's the blueprint, and it was photos of Sophia Richie in her Chanel pink mini jumpsuit thing, but a play suit, and someone just quote tweeted it and was the blueprint for what? She's not the blueprint yet.
You know what, that toweling play suit, you know what it reminded me of? Do you remember when everyone had those Jaded London play suits? There was a blue one, a green one, a pink one.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of that. Yeah, I had one.
Oh, did you?
Never wore out.
That's so shocking. Yeah, it's not your kind of thing at all.
Not at all. But yeah, I really am here for it. And she seems quite sweet. Also, guys, Amy got a new camera, the G7X.
Oh yeah, let me know. I mean, the camera I'm filming on is also a different camera, but that's my...
Yeah.
I know that this is lovely.
Yeah.
This, what you're seeing Eva on, give them a wave, Eva. This is a new camera, so let me know your thoughts.
I really think I might need to buy it for the summer.
Yeah. Because
everyone's been taking pictures on the G7X and it looks great.
Oh, it's amazing. 10 out of 10 for photos. Videos, autofocus needs a bit of work, but...
Right.
It's reliable, and it's one camera that I can put in my bag and take photos with. Yeah. As well as record. It's got best of both.
Did you sell your Sony flash?
Yes, I did.
I need to sell mine. I'm never using it. Me and Emmy do this thing where we get ideas in our head and
we have bad impulse control.
My god.
We're so impatient that we're if we're gonna do something, we're gonna do it now. Mm-hmm. If I decide that I'm gonna get this camera,
you're getting it.
We're both gonna get them right now. And
you had it
next
yesterday.
day delivered. Yeah. We don't wait. We really just jump. So I was we should get a flash for our Sonys, and I told you the one I had and it was sold out. So you just went and bought the next
one.
best thing, but it was so big and shit.
I can't carry it anywhere.
It's not practical. That's
No.
the reality of when
Yeah.
you're so impatient like us.
I know, I think I might need to sell it. But anyway.
There are a few things that we are being patient with, though.
Yeah.
Work-wise. I mean, like, we just came back from Glasgow for this RBS mentor match event thing, because they're launching a new app that sets you up with mentors. If you're like an entrepreneur or business owner, and you can connect with other people to get like help and advice on things, which is a really great idea. I think there's not really anyone in Edinburgh doing many workshops or events or things, so I think that's something that we could think about.
Yeah, just keep an eye out.
Yeah, I'm like, I wonder if the people would be interested in learning more about the brand side and the influencer side in person. I don't know if that's of interest to anyone in Edinburgh or Glasgow
Areas. Yeah.
but if any brand people are listening,
We know you're listening, Roxanne.
get in touch. But yeah, anyways, let's jump straight into, do I need a talent manager? What even is talent management? Let's start there.
Well, I was actually having this conversation with Adam last week. Like, talent is such a broad term.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's probably why some people use the term like influencer manager or influencer management rather than talent management. I just prefer the word talent, because I feel like it's more broad. It means that someone could be like a model or an influencer.
It doesn't confine them to one box.
Yeah, they could be a makeup artist and they could have an agent.
Yeah.
It kind of opens up more a wider range of work opportunities.
It's basically just management for talent. It's exactly what the word is.
Yeah.
And talent is someone who has usually an online platform, and it doesn't have to be big. It can be small, as long as you have like an engaged community and you're working with brands and people in the industry on a regular basis. That's usually what talent management is. I think a lot of people think that influencer management or talent management is going to help you grow. And while that is an element, like your talent manager, an agency that you're with usually want you to grow and will help you to get there, that's not the main...
That's not their sole purpose.
No.
I think it's important to think of it like this as well. Like, if they aren't making you money, or if you aren't making money, then I think someone that wants someone to kind of almost help them to grow, they need a consultant.
Yeah.
Or they need to be paying like a consultancy fee.
And I find that a lot of people don't know what talent management is, because when they're reaching out, they're usually asking, like, they want to start working with brands, they want to grow. They're currently a private account that doesn't know how to become an influencer. And they want this, and then they're asking, like, how much does it cost? How much do I pay for that? And I definitely think that gets confused with like coaching and consulting and other types of services that people out there do offer. But that's not what talent management is.
Yeah, don't get us wrong, definitely a big part of our job is to guide and to advise. But I think kind of what we're basically essentially saying is that we can't really help people unless they've got an initial platform, unless they've kind of already got some brands that are reaching out to them directly and that are interested. I think that, like, I definitely advise and guide and say, you know, you should try this, or how about you do this, or like do more reels, do more of this, do more of that, or this content did really well. But there needs to be a kind of a base already there. It's not really possible for us to kind of work with someone who, like Emmy said, like has a private Instagram account and has just reached out to us and said like, oh, like, I want to become an influencer, like, can you help me, sort of thing. I know that there are people out there that kind of offer management services for people who want to become influencers.
Yeah.
But I think be very wary of that as well.
Well, the way that talent management actually works is usually, from our experience, can't speak for every agency out there, but there will be an agency, and in the agency they have agents, people that work for them. Some agencies can have 1 or 2 people, some agencies could have like 10, 100 plus, however many. And each agent will be assigned talent to manage and represent. And you can apply for talent management through the agency directly by reaching out to them on their website or emails or however they do that, or they can scout you. They could DM you, they could email you, and ask to have a chat with you and see if talent management is something you'd be interested in. That's usually how it works. And then the ratio of talent to manager can vary completely. We know of some agencies that have like thousands of talent to one manager, which
is just not
insane.
visible, yeah.
We don't have more than 5. We've got 4 girls per agent right now.
Right.
We wouldn't do more than 5 because I think just like the hours and the way it works out.
I get you.
That's personally what we do. How it works then, once you've got an agent and you've either reached out to an agency or an agent's approached you, what they'll do is they will arrange all collaborations and brand work on your behalf. So there'll usually be contracts involved and stuff. I know some agencies can ask you to sign contracts for like 3 years. Crazy. Straight up. Others can do month to month. There can be a trial period. A year is usually standard term for a contract. And there's a lot of things to look at in these contracts, which we could go into completely separately later another time. Or yeah, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But the contract will usually just state that they are able to work on your behalf, and that's what they do. They will outreach to brands. They'll have their own network of brands that they work with. You'll have like an email in your bio that these brands will then log into. You won't have access to this email. This is just for your talent manager to run, and they'll run all of your campaigns, all of your paid work, etc. So this is why it's kind of important to have a platform already, then not be a creator that's never worked with a brand before. So it doesn't really matter about followers and stuff. It's like they're there to manage the workload you already have and the brand sponsorships you have, as well as like get you more. And like perks of talent managers are they usually will get you better rates, better work. They have their own brand contacts with like the big dream brands that you've always wanted to work with. So it's a 50-50. It's a two-way relationship. And then they make their money by taking a percentage of the cut that they arrange of that brand deal. So usually it's 20%. It can vary though. A lot of places will charge an agency fee.
Yeah.
I don't like agency fee.
Yeah. I think that it's difficult because some places just kind of claim that they charge an agency fee and don't disclose how much the agency fee is going to be.
Yeah.
So the way I work is I'll say I will add on the agency fee on top of the work that I confirm, but that is included in the overall fee. And that's never more than 20%.
When you pitch brands, do you give them a total number including
I
your
give
fee?
them a total number including the fee.
That's what I do. I know that there's some brands that on the brand side of stuff I've worked at, they'd be like, these are her rates plus agency fee.
Yeah.
And then we ask them like, how much is the agency fee? Because they don't usually disclose.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, it's 20% or it's this and that. But I think one thing, as I mentioned contracts earlier, if you're speaking to an agency that has agency fees, get it in writing what that fee will be, because some agencies will say it's going to be no more than 20%, but if it's not in writing they could take like 70%.
Yeah.
And you would never know.
Yeah. Which is really not
great.
ideal.
Yeah. And there are still a few that are doing it.
Yeah.
But
which is not great.
These are things to be more aware of and consider when looking into talent management, and hopefully we can get everyone doing things properly.
Yeah, definitely. I think that the more people
know about it, the more awareness. And
I think that there's a lot of like kind of agencies out there now that are kind of taking advantage almost of people that like want to be influencers, and like agencies that do like they pay them like a monthly fee and then they just get them like gifting and stuff. Do you know what
like
I'm
the
talking
talent pay a monthly fee?
Yeah,
there are quite a few.
And I get with that is like,
they're always called like something influencers or something, and their pages will have like, oh, we're working with this brand, like if you want to work with them, DM us. But then in the captions like, you must be one of our influencers to apply. But when you go to apply, you have to pay a fee.
Yeah,
it's usually like those places.
Yeah, it's just, to me it's bizarre because
that's not real talent management.
No, that's is that even like, that's like consultancy. Yeah, to me to me that's kind of like an MLM version of a talent management agency, even though I don't think there are tiers that you can pay for. Right, okay. In terms of like the work you want to get, like it's definitely a pay to play kind of
brand. And they do, like, I've seen some people be like, they've gotten like a lot of gifting with brands. They've got like Boohoo and Lullabells and all that through these places. Like, they do work with brands, but you almost have to, like, when they post these things where it's like, we're working with this brand, or for collabs, like, reach out, you kind of have to pitch yourself to the agency, even though you've already paid to be in it, of like,
so
I want to do it and this is why. But then I've also seen that one of them opened the headquarters, and they were saying, oh, if you want to book in, you could pay to go and visit the headquarters and have like a photo shoot and stuff done in there. Stuff like that. Like, that's not a real talent management agency.
No.
That's its own version. It's definitely more of a consultancy type of thing. And I mean, if people are happy to pay and enjoy being a part of something, then it's getting their foot in the door and they're learning, but also that's not normal. That's not a standard talent agency in the industry.
It's definitely not what we do.
The top tier creators are not with agencies like that. Yeah. So.
And if you just listen to us, listen to the podcast, get involved with what, like, we're sort of doing.
Yeah,
then you'll be able to do it yourself without
100%. Like, the advice that we're sharing and stuff that we say isn't to get like all of you guys to come and join us and hand us cash. Like, that's not. We're just trying to educate and spread awareness so you can go and do these things yourself, and like things to look out for, and just our experience, because we were both creators firsthand and we both manage ourselves. So
micro influencers.
Talent management agencies are usually, they take a percentage on the work that they set up for you, and the work that you have, they sort all your work, so any money you get paid, they get a cut of that.
There are some agencies that are non-exclusive, so like we work on an exclusive sort of basis, so everyone that we manage, like, all their work goes through us essentially, unless stated otherwise before we start working together. Because, like, if brands DM my girls and are like, we have this event coming up and stuff, they're not going to get in trouble for responding to that. They don't have to pass everything over. It's more just, like, the gifted paid work. Like, brands they work with gifted who they want to turn into paid work usually just get sent my way. But as long as they say, hey, X brands messaged me for gifting and I've taken it, just so you know. That's all good. In the loop. But there are some agencies that, like, people are a part of, like, various agencies, and they just put them forward for work, and like
they still have their own personal emails in their bio.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like, a lot of people think that having a non-exclusive management would be a lot more flexible, and I think it depends on where you are in your career and how much help you want, because like, exclusive management, they don't make money unless you make money. So they're going to be going out of their way to try and like get you as much work as possible so they make money off you. So if you have emails and they have emails, and then you email a brand, for example, let's say Pretty Little Thing, you're emailing Pretty Little Thing for collabs on them and you're setting up paid, but then they email Pretty Little Thing themselves for gifted work. Then you've got one person who's got speaking to an agent and talent for two different things. It just
it gets complicated.
It gets so complicated, and especially if like I find that most people who email will just email for gifting or anything they can get, and then don't realise they're shooting themselves in the foot because they could be getting paid work.
Totally get you.
So I think, you know, there's a lot of pros and cons to both of them, but we do full exclusive management.
It's good because you end up having, like, I think, a better relationship with your talent as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, I don't work normal, like, we are not traditional compared to other agencies.
We don't work.
We work on a month-to-month basis. Like, the girls sign a year contract.
I don't work month-to-month.
I work month-to-month, yeah. So we've got a year-long contract. They sign it for a year, but it works on a month-to-month basis.
Okay.
So all they have to do is give us 2 weeks notice.
Really?
Or usually for the end of the month, because at the end of the day, like, I don't want to manage someone who doesn't want to be managed by us.
I get you so much.
But like, we will finish up all paid work and collabs and stuff for that, and that's worked really well for us.
That's good. No, I totally get you, because I mean, I'd be the same if someone didn't want me to manage them, and all they're going to do is resent you.
Oh yeah, like if you had someone trying to get out of a contract being like, I've got 7 months left with you, but I don't want to be here anymore. And you're like, well, you have to stay for the year. And then they're like, I'm going to get lawyers involved and this and that.
There's a lot of places that will absolutely put their foot down and say,
they will be like, you cannot leave. Yeah. Let's talk about who talent management is suited for.
So,
as we've touched on it already.
I think right now, because engagement can kind of be a bit all over the shop, I kind of look for people that I think that their content is really good and their content is what brands will like.
Yeah.
Because I find now brands are putting a lot more budget into user generated content and then boosting it themselves.
Yeah.
I think number one for me is that their content is of like a really good standard. I would say number two, it's that brands are already sort of interested in them, because I know that I have contacts that can get them work.
Yeah.
But I think, as we've said, like, it is like a two-way kind of relationship. So I think for both parties to get the most out of it, it's probably good that they already have brands that are interested in them.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty vital. Like you said, there's not a set number of followers or like a set... I think back in the day it was sort of like, oh, you hit this number.
But that's so weird to me, because I know some people would say 10k, other people would say 100k.
I know.
Some people would be like, once I hit 150k, I'm going to quit my job. And I'm like, why is that the milestone? Like, where do these numbers come from? Because I know people under 10k who were making a lot more money than people over 100k.
So, yeah, there's definitely not a set number or a set, like, yeah, I think it's all kind of to do with brand interest. I think, like, if we're talking, like, when someone is going to, like, profit so much off it that they can make it, like, a full-time job, I think it's really dependent on brand interest rather than set following.
Yeah, I also think it depends on your niche.
Yeah.
Because if you do fast fashion, it's such an oversaturated area that there are hundreds and thousands of people already working with these brands and doing it for free. So realistically, you're not going to make a lot of money unless you're like a top tier creator in that area. But like, for example, if you're a vegan mummy blogger and you have really high engagement and you've built a community. I know girls that have gone into now working with like Lucy and Yak as a model in their campaigns and getting taken paid attendance for festivals and doing stuff, working with food brands, working with mummy brands, working with higher and sustainable fashion. Like, you're able to target more because you're different.
Yeah, definitely.
And you're at the top in that area. I think depending on your niche and the content that you make, that can also help give you a level up. It's like, do you want to be a big fish in a small pond type of situation, or a small fish in a big pond?
Yeah, for sure.
But it's also like we've said so many times, fast fashion brands have way smaller budgets compared to like tech or lifestyle.
Oh yeah. I think also, like, something that I realise more and more the longer I work in the industry is that people that I would look for to work with are people that are very determined. Yes. People that will treat it like a job and really like put their all into it, put as much as they can into it. People that actually love what they're doing and really enjoy it and love creating content. Because the people, like, I have some of the girls I work with, like, well, most of the girls I work with are very, like, they are so passionate and they want to do really well. I'm sure you're the same. Like, they are so keen to succeed and like they just love what they do and they feel so lucky and grateful to be able to do it as a job. So I try and get that vibe off of people when I'm speaking to them about signing, because I'm like, I want to see how much they want to do well, because if they want to do well and they're gonna treat it like a job, like, they're gonna have great consistency, they're gonna stay up to date with what works for them, what is trending, which, you know, that's trends are different to each person, but yeah,
it's like they're the ones that are gonna make the effort and last in the long run because they actually care and are passionate. Like, was when we were doing our last episode, I think it was, or the episode before about like hot takes and stuff, and where I was saying like some people don't want to be influencers or don't take it seriously as a job. I just think that's just a red flag to me. Like, people who just expect the influencer treatment, but like, if I'm gonna have to chase you 6 times for you to do your agreed contracted work that you've already said that you do, then why are you doing this? Like, you know. So a certain type of person that I would personally take on. I'd also want someone nice.
And I think as well, like, especially running an agency, like, I know not every agency works the way that we do, but I think we are quite like, we like to get everyone together, we like to get them out to do things.
We're very hands-on and like...
like, get everyone together, so people that can work well in a group. They don't necessarily have to be the most confident person ever, but just people who are supportive and nice, and do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because we end up providing like collaboration opportunities between our own talent. Like some of my talent, like Bethany and Julia, were both paid to do a duo reel for a brand because like they're friends and
that was really
hang out together like through the agency. So there's like other opportunities that come with it, and if you can't get on with everyone else, then you're probably not going to be the right fit.
That's
but like I know other agencies don't care about that.
Some I mean, no, to be honest, like I would still take someone on that like isn't keen to be involved in all the group things.
No, you don't have to be. It's just like don't be mean.
Be supportive
others, like,
to everyone else, and for
be nice.
Sure.
Don't like snobby people who think they're above others, or people who like going back to what you're saying, people who actually want to make content, people who don't want to make content unless it's paid. That's like I don't like that. Like if you're like I'm not going to post something unless it's a paid sponsorship.
You're not
going to be able to grow an organic, authentic audience.
And I think that more like the more that people become aware of influencers, more aware of how much they're getting paid, I think it was becoming even more important to be doing content and posting stuff that's not just the stuff you're being paid to do. Like I'm not saying you need to like accept free things from everyone. I just mean like it is so important to post things that are, like Emmy said, like organic and authentic, and things that you've actually went out and or you've got in your wardrobe already, or things that you've gone out and bought like yourself.
Not like forced or fake, or like I only post this because I had to.
And people can tell.
You only posted it because you had to. That's the big thing at the end of the day. It's like people who don't care about the content that they're making, it does show. Like brands don't want to pay for that.
No, not at all.
So how to find a talent manager?
I think that
research is the most important thing.
I think that obviously having friends in the community helps.
Yes.
Because you can like get people's experience with certain companies. One of the things I would say is like a manager might get lots of work for one person and might not be able to get as much work for another person. I think that find people that are at the same sort of level as you in terms of following engagement, similar content style, see who they're with, kind of if you can like reach out and have a chat and be like, hey, like do you recommend your management? I think a lot of the time there's some agencies that can look so good from the outside,
but
and in the inside like
shambles.
Or there's also places that might be getting people a lot of work or high paid work, but it's a really toxic, awful environment to be in, and their managers are talking rubbish about them behind their back and things like that. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's difficult though. Yeah,
I definitely think research, like look at your favourite talent, like the talent you follow and like what you aspire to be like, see who they're represented by, because that will give you an idea of the different agencies out there. Then also have a look at other people in your sort of niche who you follow, like who you'd say your like main competitors are. Not competitor, but like, you know, other people like you who they're represented by. And I definitely think seeing if you can get any recommendations or find out from others. I think if someone's in an agency and you reach out and you're like, hey, what's your agency like? They're usually going to be like, oh, it's great, I love it. Well, otherwise they wouldn't be with them. There's been a few times where someone's like, I'm trying to leave, like, no, don't. So, you know, to like avoid. But I also think when you're looking for an agency, there's a few like red flags and things, or like questions I would think of. Because like at the end of the day, it could feel like when you're trying to find talent management, like you want to apply and you want them to accept you. You want them to want you. So like don't get disheartened if they say no or you don't hear back. There's just thousands of people a day also applying. But also at the same time, like, you don't need to overly impress them. They should be impressing you and seeing what they could offer you. It's a two-way thing.
For sure.
I think important things to like ask or find out is the agency fee, the percentage of that, how much they're going to take from you, how their sort of system runs in terms of like when you're going to get paid, fee transparency, your actual collabs and stuff when they're set up, like how they work. Is it all on emails? Is it on WhatsApp? Like do they have any documents and stuff they share with you so you can like see things? Do they have calendars? Just like the general day-to-day of how it runs, see if that works for you, because some agencies I know will just email only and you're having to constantly chase them over emails, and
That's crazy.
You get another one is how many talent to managers are there? Is your manager also going to be managing 30 other people?
Yeah, the other thing I want to say about that, so I think, I don't know, it depends, because, for example, I am currently the only manager in my agency, right?
But that's different to other agencies that have 30 people to one.
And they're all at like
part-time interns, or
yeah.
You know, they don't. This is your full-time job.
Yeah,
you work 7 days a week.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think finding out and asking questions like the managers, is it their full-time job? How many other people are they managing? How much time could they give to you?
Yeah, and I think it also just depends on like workloads, because obviously some people come with a large workload because of the amount of inquiries that they get.
Other people
might get honestly 2 emails a week, and the rest is outreach, which again is a whole other kind of workload in itself. But
so it's not necessarily like I'm here saying don't sign with anyone unless they only have like 5 other people or less. It's just like finding out how they work, how their agent works, and how that fits in with you, because some people who work part-time who don't need a lot of communication and stuff, or just want an extra additional hand, will have different needs to someone who needs like a one-to-one.
Someone who needs like someone to speak through things with them every single day, because they have work to complete every single day, and like, do you know what I mean? But I think as well though, like just from being in the industry and hearing stories and things like that, I think that the agencies that are really good, they kind of like, it kind of changes all the time, because I can think of some that last summer I would have been like, wow, they're doing amazing things, whereas like now I'm like, no.
But it's also like it changes all the time, and new agencies are also always popping up.
Like,
like I've seen and heard of different talent managers moving from agency to agency and moving around, but also people leave and then start their own or do their own thing. Like, that's quite common. So I don't think like, don't latch onto the idea of one agency or one thing. And I mean, I think it's important if you're UK based to have a UK based agency, just for like payments and currency and taxes and things like that. It's just so much easier, but events and stuff too. But also, if you're in Scotland, you can be managed by someone down in England. Like, it's, you don't have, just because you're Scottish doesn't mean you have to join a Scottish based agency.
I think also it's important to say, like, you know, you might see your favourite influencer signed by a massive agency down in London, right? That's not to say that they are getting any more work than someone who is with a smaller agency elsewhere. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you never know what's going on behind the scenes.
And a lot of people are stuck in contracts, guys, with agencies. That's the other thing.
It's so many like people we speak to are like
I literally have multiple people that have been trying to sign with me that are stuck in current contracts with agencies that have been signed for like 2 years and they can't get out of it.
I would definitely recommend a trial period. Because not every agency is going to be the right fit for every person. Like, everyone has different styles of how they like to be managed and how they manage.
How they like to work,
I think it's like, don't just join one, put all your eggs in that basket, and then like force it to make it work. Like, if it's not the right fit for you, it's okay to walk away and find another one.
For sure.
But I also think people need to be realistic with their goals. Like, if you've joined 5 different agencies in 1 year and you're not getting many collabs or as many as you thought, then maybe you need to reevaluate. Like, it's probably not the agency, it's probably there's probably things that you could be looking at, because I know a few people just slag off agencies and are like, see, that they should be making me more or this and that, and it's like, at the end of the day, really, like, there's some things to consider and think about. So,
you know, the other thing, right, this is something just to point out, something I've really discovered from working in the industry as well, is that there's some agencies that have like a name for undercharging or charging like very low rates. So like, I have a friend, right, I can't say more than what I'm gonna say, but she went from one agency to a different agency, and she basically was receiving like £200 for a TikTok from this one agency, from this brand, went to a different agency, and the first month that she signed, she got 1.5k for a TikTok, and she was getting £200 with the first agency. Yeah, like you can definitely kind of see that. I know from speaking to friends that work in brands.
Oh yeah, like how many times have you heard like, oh, this smaller creator got paid double what this big name brand did because the agency rates were so small.
Yeah.
Like I think fee transparency is really important, and like to talk to your creative friends who are with other agencies.
How much did you
find
get
out
for
how
that?
much they're making, if they're comfortable talking about it and you're comfortable talking about it. Find out to see if like you feel like you should be making more, if your agency is undercharging. And just go speak to your agency about that, because if you feel like your rate should be up more, that's a conversation to have with them, and you can meet in the middle. They might be like, brands are not even wanting to pay your current rates.
Well, this is the thing.
That's another thing, like the flip side of it.
There is the total flip side of it, that it's to do with the talent. It's to do with the influencer, like, not being able to get as high of a fee. Like, there's, within the girls that I manage, like, some of them could be at the same kind of level of following.
Yeah.
Right? And one of them could get paid £900 for something that the other is getting paid £500 for. And they might have the same following, as in numbers.
Yeah.
But the brand might just prefer their content, or the brand might just think that their like insights and audience align more with. There's so many reasons why.
Things. Yeah, it's also like if you're active on other platforms and have more of a following on other platforms, like that can influence your engagement. And if you could have the same amount of followers as someone else, their engagement could be higher, and they do more commercial type of content and work, and a brand would want that over yours. It's not that your content's bad. It's also like if a hair brand are reaching out, you could have more followers than someone else, and they pick someone else because you don't have any hair related content. Yeah. Like there's so many factors that you can think about. Like it's ultimately like the brand's decision at the end of the day, what they want and what they're looking for, and they don't always tell us that. Yeah. So it's never a matter, I mean, for us, of like we're not trying hard enough, we're not doing hard. There's just so many other factors to think about. I think I've said so much, but I don't want to overload your little brains with too much information.
But yeah, I mean, I think we definitely are going to try and do more to educate,
just share.
Yeah, so watch out, keep an eye out, because we are going to be doing something.
Yeah, if you're in Scotland, make sure you're following us.
Yes, or even if you're not, you might be able to come up and, you know, maybe do something.
Yeah, gonna leave it there for today. Thank you so much for listening, guys.
Hope you have a fab week.
And we'll see you next week.
See ya.